guidance for all mankind. Amazing miracles you will find. The wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, you're welcome again in a beautiful silsila of wonders of Quran. Yes, we have got another unique and beautiful topic for you today. Inshallah, today we are going to talk about the resurrection of the slaughtered birds, subhanallah, how they were given life after death. Allahu Akbar. And we will talk about the kingdom of Talut. Let's find out what you're going to learn today in this beautiful silsila, Wonders of Quran. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, my Shaykh Tariqat, Amir Ahl Sunnat, Hazrat Allama Maulana Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri, Damat Barakatuhum al-Aliyah, who is also an alim niyat, meaning he knows the knowledge of intentions. He has given us a beautiful mindset not to forget to make good intentions before performing any action. Whenever we perform any good action or a jaiz action, good deed, we shall always make good intentions. Why? Because it is the saying of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Niyyatul mu'mini khayrum min amalihi. Intention of a believer is better than his action. I will repeat few intentions. You also make them, and insha'Allah azza wa jal, by this way we will increase our reward. We will note down the important points, we will remember what we learn, and insha'Allah azza wa jal, we will act upon the lessons we get from this silsila. Not only that, we will pass this knowledge on to others too, insha'Allah azza wa jal. Today we are going to talk about the resurrection of birds after their demise, after the death, after they were slaughtered, they were given life. How? Once Sayyidina Ibrahim Khalilullah alayhi salam, the Prophet of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, asked in the respected court of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, O Allah Azza wa Jal, show me how will you resurrect the dead? Allah Almighty Azza wa Jal said, Ibrahim, do not you have faith in it? Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam said, why not? Although I have faith over it, but I wish to observe this spectacle with my own eyes so that my heart receives tranquility. Subhanallah. Allah Azza wa Jal then said, raise 4 birds and nourish them well by feeding them plenty. Then slaughter them and make minced meat from their flesh and place little portion of it on top of some mountains in your surroundings. So these were the instructions from Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to Sayyidina Ibrahim Khalilullah alayhi salam. Then further he was instructed, then call upon these birds to you, those birds will come back to life and rush to you, and thus you will witness this spectacle of resurrection of dead with your own eyes. Subhanallah. Therefore, what happens? Sayyidina Ibrahim Khalilullah alayhi salam tended 4 birds. Now, what were those 4 birds? A rooster, a pigeon, a vulture, and a peacock. He alayhi salam raised them for a certain period of time whilst nourishing and taming them well. What he did? He alayhi salam slaughtered them and kept their heads with himself after mincing their meat. Subhanallah. So heads of those 4 birds were with Sayyidina Ibrahim, and he made the mince of it. What he did was, he alayhi salam placed a little part of it on the surrounding mountains. The minced meat, he just mixed all birds and then he placed them to the mountains surrounding. He alayhi salam then called these birds from distance by their names by exclaiming, "O rooster, O pigeon, O vulture, and O peacock." Subhanallah. The meat from the mountains started soaring up into the air on his call, and the meat of each bird, flesh, bones, and feathered, assembled individually. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. This was the qudrat of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. And then all 4 birds were formed, and they reached and rushed towards Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Headless. Yes, they were headless, because heads were with Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. After connecting to their own heads, they started picking grains, and they started their sounds. Subhanallah. Hence Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam witnessed this spectacle of resurrection of the dead, and his heart attained peace and tranquility. Allah Azza wa Jal described this event in Surah Al-Baqarah of the Holy Quran in the following words, part 3, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 260.
وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ قَالَ بَلَى وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي قال فخذ 4 من الطير فصرهن إليك ثم اجعل على كل جبل منهن جزءا ثم ادعهن يأتينك سعيا واعلم أن الله عزيز حكيم.
Translation from Kanzul Iman. And when Ibrahim said, "My Rabb, show me how will you give life to the dead?" he said, "Are you not certain of it?" Ibrahim said, "Surely yes, why not? But because I wish to put my heart at ease." He said, "Therefore take 4 birds as pets and cause them to become familiar to you. Then place a part of each of them onto separate hills. Then call them, they will come running towards you, and know well that Allah is Almighty Wise." Subhanallah. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad. Dear viewers of Madani channel, let's learn a few beautiful lessons from this waqia, an incident mentioned in Holy Quran. The above mentioned Quranic verse, which just we have recited and heard the translation, sheds light on beautiful Shari'i rulings, Islamic rulings. Now, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam had slaughtered the birds, minced their meat, and placed it onto the mountains. Yes, that's what we heard. Then Allah Azza wa Jal ordered, i.e., call these dead birds. Allahu Akbar. Therefore, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam called these 4 birds by their names. And this point proves that calling dead is not shirk. Subhanallah. Because when Allah Azza wa Jal ordered to call the dead birds and when such a prestigious and dignified Prophet ﷺ called the dead birds, then this can never be a shirk at all, because Allah Azza wa Jal will never command anyone towards shirk. Subhanallah. And no any Prophet ﷺ can ever commit an act of a shirk. Beautiful point we learned. Therefore, when calling dead birds is not a shirk, then how can calling the late friends of Allah and martyrs be a shirk? Those people who say that calling to the friends of Allah and martyrs is shirk, those who falsely think that the people that exclaim the slogan of Ya Ghawth as a mushrik, they should ponder upon this ayah, subhanallah, and they should lower their heads for a while, and they can see a light from this beautiful verse and a guidance. And my dear Islamic brothers, we should understand this beautiful point. Furthermore, that the awliya Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, they are alive in their graves, no doubt. Further, all the four birds that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam slaughtered are famous for containing certain ill traits in each of them. For example, the peacock is always proud of its facial beauty. The rooster has an ill trait of over-inclination towards lust. The vulture has the bad habit of greed, and pigeon is over-proud on its ability to fly high. Thus, slaughtering these four birds gives us an indication towards slaughtering these four ill traits. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. When these four birds were slaughtered, it proved Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam a spectacle to observe the resurrection of the dead birds, and the divine light of tranquility descended into his heart, because of which he attained the gift of nafse mutma'innah, the contented inner self. Subhanallah. So the one who desires the flourishing of his heart and desires to attain nafse mutma'innah should slaughter the rooster, meaning to kill his lust, subhanallah, should slaughter the peacock, meaning he should slaughter the pride over one's beauty or face or dress. He should slaughter the vulture, meaning he kills his avidity and greed, and he should slaughter the pigeon, meaning killing the pride of him flying high and pride of his worldly status. Yes, my dear Islamic brothers, what a beautiful point. If someone succeeds the killing and slaughtering these four ill traits, insha'Allah Azza wa Jal, he will observe the revival and flourishing of his heart, which his own eyes, and will be blessed with the wealth of nafse mutma'innah. May Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala also gives us nafse mutma'innah, and we learn, subhanallah, that we have to slaughter our lust, we have to slaughter the greed, we have to slaughter the pride, arrogance, yes, and subhanallah, this is something wonders of Quran brings to you, and we learn beautiful lessons from the waq'at and incidents mentioned, the true stories mentioned in Holy Quran. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Dear viewers of Madani channel, another beautiful topic I would like to discuss today is the kingdom of Talut. Bani Israel had a state system that used to run in such a way that there would always be a king among them who would run the administrative affairs of the country, and there would be a prophet who used to guide people with the law of Sharia. So one was administrative affairs king, and a prophet who would guide people with the laws of Sharia. This was the state system they had. There was a conventional system since long in that way, that the kingdom was always in the family of Yahud ibn Yaqub alayhi salam, and the honor of prophethood was always with the family of Lawi bin Yaqub alayhi salam. So this was the functional system in that state. When Sayyidina Shamwil alayhi salam was blessed with prophethood, there was no ruling king at that time, and the people of Bani Israel requested him to appoint someone as a king for them. Right? They made this request to the prophet of that time. The following the commandment of Allah Azza wa Jal, Sayyidina Shamwil alayhi salam appointed Talut as a king, who was the strongest and biggest scholar amongst the Bani Israel, but was very poor and needy. For his living, he either used to tame labor or herd goats. Due to this, Bani Israel raised an objection that Talut is not from the royal family, so how can he be our king? When more deserved people are available, then why to appoint him as a king? Talut does not possess much wealth either. So how come a poor and a needy person deserves the royal honor? In reply to the objection raised by Bani Israel, Sayyidina Shamwil alayhi salam delivered the following sermon, which is mentioned in part 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 247 and 248.
قال إن الله اصطفاه عليكم وزاده بسطة في العلم والجسم والله يؤتي ملكه من يشاء والله واسع عليم. وقال لهم نبيهم إن آية ملكه أن يأتيكم التابوت فيه سكينة من ربكم.
Translation from Kanzul Iman. He said, indeed, Allah has chosen him above you and has bestowed him with vast knowledge and physique. And Allah may bestow His kingdom on whomever He wills. And Allah is most capable, all-knowing. And their Prophet said to them, indeed, the sign of His kingdom will be coming of a wooden box to you, in which from your Rabb is the contentment of heart. Subhanallah. Now what happens? Therefore, after a very short while, 4 angels came with a box and placed it near Sayyidina Shamwil alayhi salam. Subhanallah. After seeing this, Bani Israel accepted the kingship of Talut, and after becoming a king, Talut did not only take control of the government system of the country, but also recruited new military personnel and went to the holy war against the pagans of Amalika tribe. Subhanallah. Allah Azza wa Jal Almighty, while describing this in the Holy Quran, has stated in part 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 247 and 248.
وقال لهم نبيهم إن الله قد بعث لكم طالوت ملكا قالوا أنى يكون له الملك علينا ونحن أحق بالملك منه ولم يؤت سعة من المال قال إن الله اصطفاه عليكم وزاده بسطة في العلم والجسم والله يؤتي ملكه من يشاء والله واسع عليم وقال لهم نبيهم إن آية ملكه أن يأتيكم التابوت فيه سكينة من ربكم وبقية مما ترك آل موسى وآل هارون تحمله الملائكة إن في ذلك لآية لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين.
His kingdom on whomever He wills, and Allah is most capable, all-knowing. And their prophets said to them, indeed the sign of His kingdom will be the coming of a wooden box to you, in which from your Rabb is the contentment of hearts and containing some souvenirs left behind by the honorable Musa and honorable Harun, born by the angels. Indeed, in it is a great sign for you if you are the believers. Dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani channel, there are so many beautiful lessons we learn, and the one point which is mentioned, subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jal is so powerful that if He wishes, He Azza wa Jal can make the most inferior of the people to the most respected within few moments or even within few seconds, subhanallah. You see, Sayyidina Talut was a man with an inferior social background and was so poor that he used to earn his livelihood by lathering or herding the goats. But in an instant, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala made him, subhanallah, a sovereign king and blessed him with the throne of magnificence and honor and respect. Allahu Akbar. From this, we also learn that when we come to know for kingship, it is more important to have the physical energy and access of knowledge than being wealthy. This is also important for a king, as without physical capabilities and knowledge, it is difficult and almost impossible to run the administrative affairs of the kingdom. Thus, we can come to know that the status of knowledge is far, far, far greater than the status of wealth. No doubt at all. Subhanallah. So my dear Islamic brothers, we always need to be humble. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala can give respect to anyone He wishes and anyone He wants. As we heard, a poor person was made as a king, and subhanallah, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala wills whatever He wants, and He can do because He is all powerful. May Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala make us humble, down to earth, always, and respectful to awliya Allah and friends of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Ameen. I hope we have learned so many beautiful lessons from this silsila, Wonders of Quran. Until next time, we come with another beautiful and unique topic. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
The light of guidance for all mankind. Amazing miracles you will find. The wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran, the wonders of Quran.